or comment on looks right away.
You know, we're starting, Jeff.
Yeah,
We're
sorry.
started. Yeah,
Sorry.
countdown here.
Sorry.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Cut. Cut on set.
This is Vanderpump Rules, season 5 reunion, all 3 parts. Okay. And the reason that our energy is lower a little bit about this particular one is because
We'll
we
see.
watched it a few days ago, and two, we're riding high on our suburban wives, double lives situation in which we are processing it in many different ways. Nolan, all I'm going to say about our Suburban Wives content is wedgie content. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Yes, Nolan's
That
terrified. No,
that's
Nolan has a new sleep paralysis demon, and it is a
one of the
middle-aged
wives.
Midwestern woman with undies over her head.
Yeah. So I was only going. I was going to leave some mystery, but Jeff absolutely told you the entire thing. But that's not even the weirdest shit that we learned from that. So go back and watch that. Also, Emily and I watched and recorded episode 3 of the Roaring Twenties road trip, and so you and her, Jeff, are similar in the way that you would prefer a more fun and a more jovial situation, which is what episodes 1 and 2 were. She got lulled into a sense that, oh, this is going to be, they're all getting along and they're friends. No, 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 no.
Oh,
Episode 3, there was some real cringe. We had some we had some housewives singing, and then, of course, we had a montage of all of the housewives over the history of the franchise singing in their careers. We have had some very awkward moments between estranged spouses. There's some fights that are rekindled. So this one was more in vain for people like me. This is in the vein of
oh,
hostility
not
and
like
cringiness for what I
okay.
like.
There was some fighting and hostility then.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's what I
because,
assume when you say it goes more your way. That's exactly what I'm imagining.
well, yes, exactly. Because I was just like eating it up, and Emily was like, because she's kind of having to watch it through her fingers a little bit. And I was like, this, yeah. Although I will say, when Countess Luann is singing Chic C'est la vie, Chic C'est la vie, I did feel a little embarrassed. But so that's that. That's out. And I think what they're
That just
trying to do
happened
is
right in front of me. I can't. I don't even know what just
look.
my
I want
my
you to go watch
co-host
it
here
because
is okay.
that is a dead on impression. Anybody who watched this is a dead on impression. That we wrapped up McBee too, so McBee is no more. And we are doing reunion today. We're about to start season 6. Oh, and y'all stay tuned later this week for our coverage of Jax and Brittany Take Kentucky. You've watched all
hmm
of it now. What's your impression of it?
Um, my impression is gonna be. I mean, I'm. It's unbelievable that she's just gonna be. All right, honey, let's go back to LA and back to our lives. I mean, no surprise. I mean, I enjoyed a lot of it, but he was pretty horrible.
I was
And I know
going
that's
to
so
say,
boring for me to say for the millionth time, but there were some laughs in it, so I appreciated it as a whole. But there's no way. I
mm-hmm.
mean, I have to think most of her friends are none too pleased watching them ride off in the sunset together.
Think about how they're feeling in 2026. I was
Yeah,
going to ask, and not so much about whether or not you liked him more or less, but did you find him harder or easier to watch out of his element in LA, in her element in Kentucky? Was it because I'm finding it harder for me to watch him be this way to her and treat her this way when they're there for some reason?
yeah.
It's landing a lot sharper and a lot harder.
Her being them being around her, only her friends and family, as opposed to a bunch of people that have known about his bullshit for 20 years already, is different. But there's also it's the same. I mean, it leaves me feeling the same. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, it's feeling worse. But we'll talk all about it. The
yeah.
episodes are only like 20 minutes long, so we can burn through them pretty quickly. But
Now what
let's
I
get
need to know is about seating positions and tell me
yeah.
what Sheena's hair. Just tell me what Sheena's hair is.
Okay, we're into it, y'all. We're gonna do all 3 of the reunion parts right here, really quick, and then, of course, so I don't know what got into Lisa in this particular reunion because she's just like sassy in a way that like it's like maybe somebody handed her a book of slang from 2 years ago and she's using it like she's like the bitch is back and she comes
Yeah,
up and I'm just like I
I
don't
had
know what this
that.
energy is here. Like,
I was,
do you know what I mean?
yeah, I don't even have. I was like, bitch is back. I was like, let's go. This is going to be an
Yeah,
exciting couple
yeah.
hours.
And so, are you still feeling that it was exciting after the third
Yeah, it
installment?
was fine. It's fine.
I wish that I really wish that episode three or part three had been part one because who knew Scheana Shay is the star of the reunion. But and
That's right.
I also think too that I might be changing on Sheena a little bit. I think she might be misunderstood in a way that is I don't know. I'll get there. I have
Hmm.
it in my notes in a little bit.
Okay.
There's a particular moment and now I can't remember, but let's talk a little bit about the seating chart too. Always Andy and Lisa, but this time they're not in Sir. They had to like rent a space and the space is weird looking. It looks like a disco spaceship or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, I thought it was like where Watch What Happens Live goes down or something like
No,
that.
they're they're in LA because he says something
Yeah.
like, brought to you from downtown LA, but Watch What Happens Live is in New York, but not in Sir. So because this group is breeding and they're getting too big. Well, we could have done without James and Lala. Sorry, love y'all, but why are y'all?
Hmm.
But so the primary seats here are Sandoval is to Andy's right and Tom Schwartz is to Lisa's left.
Yeah,
Did
that's
that
a
surprise
Lisa
you? Because we,
decision. Yeah, that
yeah.
surprises me. I assume that's a
Mhm.
Tom Tom plug for Lisa. She's trying to go ahead
Look
and
at
push
that.
that.
I didn't even put it together, but yeah, of
There's,
course,
I
because
mean,
Tom.
you got your Katie, you got your Stassi, you even got your Kristen, you got your. I mean, there's so many others before Tom Schwartz could
Yeah,
be there.
seriously, I didn't even put that together. That's a really close read. Good job on that one. High five. Sorry, I'm still in professor mode. I don't need to tell you if things were a good read. That's what we're doing here. I'm so sorry. I have not switched
Hey, I'll take it
registers.
all. I'll take all of it. Yeah.
Jeff,
And if
I
you're
got
giving
so
out high
mad.
fives, you know I'm taking them, virtual or not. They don't
Look,
come
I got
across
so
too
mad
often.
at my class today. I had to ask them out loud. I was like, y'all can see me, right? Like, I'm not. I mean, like, and they all just sat there. And I was like, well, whenever I say something and nobody answers back, it makes me really sort of insecure about do I exist on this plane or not? Didn't get one laugh. They did not read. I was trying to give them instructions about something. The class starts at 11 o'clock. I started at 11. I gave verbal instructions. I said, hello, everyone. We are going to be doing these questions. You only have to do three of them. And they were also on the board. And I said it out loud twice. And at 11:03, someone raised their hand and said, okay, what are we doing? You know what I said? I said, no, no, I already did. I already did that. I'm not doing it. Like I was already pissed at them because they did. They admitted they hadn't read. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what am
Yeah,
I even doing?
absolutely.
And it was also very hot in that particular room. And
Oh,
I don't know if it was just because of me or if it was because the sun was. So I was already ill as hell. So I was like, go. We'll pick up on Wednesday. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what do you mean? What are we doing? This is what we're doing. This. Then anyway, so I'm switching registers a little bit so that way I'm not treating you like my students. And I'm like, good job. Say more about that. But yeah, so you said Schwartz, Katie, Stassi, Brittany, and Kristen. Is it weird that they don't put Jax and Brittany on the same side?
well, I didn't know, because they mentioned the Jackson Brittany go to take Kentucky during this, and
Mm.
they're sitting opposite. So I'm like, oh, some stuff happens in Kentucky, and they come back not together, maybe. Um, but I don't know.
I
Maybe it's
love your I
something
love your
because of something
optimism.
that my optimism that they wouldn't be together. Yeah, that's
Yes.
um, I was though. I mean, maybe they're just having a moment at the time. Who knows? But that's one of my first questions. We did get the answer to Stassi going on the honeymoon with the Bubbas. That's normal.
So yeah, so I mean, They obviously didn't bang on the honeymoon either. They went to Bora Bora. Did I'm telling you, I maintain that Tom Schwartz has secret money. I think he has secret money. I'm telling you right now, I think he has secret money because Bora Bora here. But
Hmm.
um, we also start out. Well, so I really want to talk a little bit about James. It is the same old deep V. Who cares? Ariana is very overwrought. She looks like I Dream of Jeannie showgirl, right? Like if Vegas did a review of I Dream of Jeannie, that would be what Ariana is presenting here. Stassi's looking a little worse for wear. And don't forget, everybody, you know, I have my new TV. I can't blame everything on my new TV, but it just looks so different. Kristen looks okay, but it's ill fitting. Did nobody like check in with their stylist here that
Yeah, I
does
mean,
this fit
I
right?
think Kristen was probably one of the, came off looking a little better than some of the others for sure. I don't know. There was kind of like a little sense of tiredness from some of them, like, are we doing this whole thing again? And I'm wondering if as it goes on and there's more and more people, like these are really turning into longer and longer days.
Yes, I think didn't he even mention something like 16 hours? He said a number during this one, but by and large, Sheena won the best dress. She always does. She always wins the reunion looks for me. And
Oh,
I don't know if she hires a stylist for specifically the reunions or what, but she always looks so good. And she always goes with some kind of like texture, whether it's leather or velvet
yeah.
or something that looks really good on camera. She always picks a dress that does well when she sits in it. Not all of these people are taking all these things into consideration. So, but
Well,
let's just move on
what
to
what else
what?
did she pick up since the last time we saw her?
A new boyfriend and a
Yeah, just
haircut.
right up
Which one were
top.
you referring to?
That's the new man.
Yeah. So, I guess that's what they're keeping us on the hook. They have to tell us that this is coming later because I was like, okay, get to it. But then they talk about immediately, they talk about the wedding first. First off, I don't give a shit about it. Andy cried at his vows. Schwartz makes this fucking joke about, they say there's three rings: engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering.
Yeah.
When is it going to stop being funny that you hate her?
To him,
Like,
never. No, it's
I
not.
guess that's what I'm saying. And, and she doesn't even flinch now. Like, maybe we need to pour some tequila down her throat so she can at least stand up for herself. It's fucking crazy. And Brittany definitely will make Andy a turkey sandwich. Shut up. And we start off now where oh, and he forgot Kristen, which I just did too as well. Sorry, Kristen.
No, we talked about her, but yeah, this is when they start
Well, no,
reviewing the year a little bit and
but
your
Andy
favorite
forgot her. No, Andy
oh, I
forgot
know.
her. She had to
Yeah,
pop in
I'm
and be like, "Hey, don't
hey,
forget
hey,
me."
I'm not your student. Don't holler.
Yeah, sorry. That's right. Duke's down, Sonny.
We've talked about her. She's fired up, forgetting to introduce her and then right to Muffin Gate. So
I
old
mean,
KD's
this
fired
is
up.
the
Yeah.
first thing that we get to. First
Yeah.
and foremost, did Kristen go down on Brittany? She 100% did. But the reunion, the definitive line, I guess, is that it didn't happen. Right? Like,
I don't
that's what
know. I
they
mean,
want us to
it's kind
believe.
of, I don't think that, see, I didn't get that at all. I thought it was kind of like believe what you want to believe. And this is where the whole like little burgeoning bromance of, Jackson, little
Oh my
Jax,
God.
James Kennedy over there starts up and he's like, man, I believe I'm with Jax, to be honest with you. Like, James is
I
like
mean,
75% of the viewers, like, man, look, I don't get along with this dude at all. And in fact, he's despicable a bunch of the times. But in this situation, I'm with him. Why?
mm-mm.
Why not?
A zany buddy cop is born right before our eyes. But we have to remember too that Brittany cannot admit to this. She says it was a drunken kiss. And so we have to remember that she can't admit this is true because her parents and her family would be really mad. But James says something really funny that kind of got lost in the crosstalk about how Kristen's kink is fucking someone while her boyfriend's in the
Yeah,
other room.
not lost
That
on
made me
us.
laugh
No,
so
no.
much. That made me laugh so much because kinda, yeah, right. Jax has no remorse at all about starting this rumor about Brittany, and maybe this is why they put him on opposite sides so they could kind of, banter back and forth or volley this back and forth. But he has no remorse whatsoever. Like,
Of
no,
course not.
I'm
Why
all
would he
set.
about this? I mean, the shit we've seen him pull, this is going to be the last thing where he's like, guys, that was really over the line. Let me address this thing that happened a year ago. Jax Taylor doesn't stand for this kind of behavior. I can't believe I spoke out of line like that.
But look, he accidentally stumbles into a joke where Andy said, I guess we'll never know what went down. And Jax was like, I know what went down.
Yeah.
I don't think he understood the pun that he was making, but it was cute and he kind of accidentally was funny. Wedding talk, please reach to the screen and just like put me out of my misery right here. I don't want to talk about fucking wedding anymore. And the fact that you thought you could put a wedding together for $10,000 in 1 week shows you how stupid you are. You're stupid. You're a crybaby. Everybody just fuck off. Y'all are married. It's fine. Right? It's like,
Well, they're going to do the opposite of fuck off and get more of these people living on the same floor of the same building together. Get these folks right together like it's a little dorm.
Jeff, what what is your reaction if you're Katie Maloney? Okay? If you're
No.
Katie Maloney
Nope.
and you get the news that Jax and Brittany are moving not even to your building on the same floor, come on.
My
Right?
reaction is to go to the whatever building owner, super, police, whoever it is, to let people know that there's going to be a certain type of perp in this area and I don't need him on my floor. I'm going to outside sources on this. I know I'm not going to be able to like talk reasonably to Jax, Brittany, or my stupid husband. So I'm going to go outside of here and
Jeff.
get some help on that.
Jeff's added Jax to the offender list in this neighborhood,
More,
y'all.
I did not. The police did that. Also, I want to know more about like what went down to get them out of that apartment because it's kind of like something happened. Jax blew
Well,
up, blah blah blah, and I'm like, but
yes.
what all really happened? Like, I know we're
So
not gonna get it, so I'm like moving on.
Brittany,
But
what I found the most interesting about this exchange, though, is that how defensive Jax got immediately about Andy
yeah,
saying that they got evicted. And, this doesn't sound like it would describe Jax Taylor, but he is worried about other people like thinking something about him in many aspects of his life. Like, does he worry people are going to think he has chlamydia from all the girls he's had sex with? No, he doesn't care about that. Does he care about maybe being perceived as too janky and poor to be able to live in an apartment? Maybe.
hmm
Like, it's very selective about what his vanity clocks into, and something about this situation really activated his vanity and his defensiveness. And so, yes, like you said, we'll never know. I do enjoy though Andy trolling the hell out of James talking about his pick up your poop
yeah.
announcements
we,
at World
I
Dog
love
Day
that one
because we did
too.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
He's
That
like,
was this
yeah, big
season.
gig right here, talking about people's poop and their keys. That was a big one. That was this season. I
That
know.
was this season.
Andy likes to go on little tears, like he kind of listens
Uh
and
huh.
lets people go at it for a little while, and then he comes in with like, all right, let me get a few punches and sick burns in, and then I'm on my way. Like he clowns on James, and he goes into like screw it, I'll go all the way up to the top. Hits Lisa up about the Porsche for a little while. It's a
Mm-hmm.
nice like he's figuring. I mean, I think this is 10 years ago. Like I think we're like really seeing Andy like kind of really getting into his host mode, like because he
I
hasn't
will.
done this 100 times like he has now.
More like 500 times. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to see Andy
Okay.
Cohen in all of his hosting glory, in a text that he enjoys the most ever, watch him on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. He watches that show. He is invested in those women's drama, and he like volleys them. He'd be like, "Well, listen, remember whenever you said this? What do you think about that?" Like he is very much. They are very much God's favorite in that way. Real House of Atlanta. Everybody else, he seems kind of weary, and you're right, he's not quite weary yet. But he also talks about Schwartz's dick not working, and he's like, "My dick works fine. Ask Jax." Yuck it up, everybody. Um,
Katie has plenty of opportunity to speak up also and be like, yeah, I was joking. Nope. No, no, no. None of that. That doesn't happen.
I have a feeling that his dick doesn't work. But then the talk turns to the Pulse shooting, and they hit on a little bit of something that me and you kind of assumed about how some of the
Yeah.
folks stayed home and, acted scared and all that stuff, and the other people went there, and how, but we didn't see the kind of rivalry between the two. That's not a right word, but like the animosity that went on between the two, where Stassi's like, "What are y'all just
Animosity.
gonna like? What, yeah, like, why are y'all out there doing this? Why?" And so they're having like a sad off at home. Meanwhile, Ariana and Sandoval and Brittany and Jax are out here partying with all the Pride people, the party goers and stuff. And so we didn't really see that kind of like back and forth there, and it just made me made me like them less. That they were coming after the folks who actually went to work that day and actually did celebrate. I was like, okay, whatever.
It
What do you make of
amplified
that
both.
exchange?
It amplified both ways for me. Like, when I got to see the people who were partying it up and got over with, I was even more happy for them than I was
Yes.
the people that stayed home. Like, I really didn't hold anything against them at first because it is a dangerous situation. People are getting arrested with guns. Like I said, I have real vivid memories of that day. Like, it was because of where I was and what all was going on at the time, especially. So I didn't really hold anything against them, but Katie's shitty text to everybody is more like, what the fuck is this about now? That's completely different. So I do not have good feelings for them. Her husband, her brand new husband, goes ahead and calls it low down right in front of everybody. And everybody, like you like to say, pretty much fucking reads her for filth. I mean, they go at her,
Yeah.
man.
She deserved it though. She deserved it though. I would just like to say, if you do recall, I did hold it against them that they didn't go. So if you want
Yeah,
to go back and listen to that, I was real mad. I felt it to be, but and I did find though Ariana right here, her virtue signaling a little schmaltzy about how I couldn't call myself an ally. I am a cis white woman, blah blah blah. Which yes, but there's a little bit of virtue signaling because I have a feeling she knew how this conversation was about to go and about how it was
yeah,
going to polarize them as being the quote allies and them being the Debbie Downers, and so she's really leaning into that, and I'm like, okay, okay. And then Jax, ever the dummy. What's the Q in
yeah,
LGBTQ? And I guess
yeah.
in 2016 we were still calling it questioning. I guess now we call it queer or questioning, I guess. But what does Jax mean when he was like, "Oh, so I'm the Q"? What is he questioning?
Oh, I didn't even hear. I don't know. I didn't even
He
have that.
misunderstood that
Like,
whole thing.
no, I was just more because this barrage on Katie like continues from this one to the next subject. So I was probably just more like watching Katie kind of get pelted by everybody,
She
like
does,
some
and
heavyweight punches
he.
here.
This did not. This season was not great for Katie, and I really hope season 6 turns around for her because the next thing we know, they're bringing Lala out, and she calls
Yeah.
Angie Poppy.
Yep. I
Blech.
knew you'd mention that. Thanks.
And then there's this conversation about a tattoo.
Yeah.
Andy's
Lala has
Andy's like,
tattoos, everybody.
but he was like, you used to have one here. Did you ever remember? Like, he's just sweating her, and then we find out maybe he was just baiting her into saying that she has one around her nipple, so everybody else could just like look disgusted. Katie Maloney looking at
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, I thought that
and
was really get over it. But then we get into the weight situation and
oh my god!
mhm.
Apparently, Lala called her a no sex having Teletubby.
Got that. Did check that out. That's on there. Uh-huh. And
I
then
mean, that's brutal.
screams "You're a mean girl" to her like 100 times
Yeah.
after telling her she was a
Yes.
Teletubby. And Stassi, this is where she kind of starts chiming in, like she's not having this Lala business. Like she has identified who Lala is and what can she become, and she is not having it.
I made a list of a few things that Andy kind of itemizes about Lala's experience online and otherwise. As he goes down the list. So Schwartz has a big old D. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Schwartz has a big dick whatsoever. He wouldn't walk around the world that way. Stassi dresses like a grandma. Katie and Tom are definitely gonna get divorced, and I just wrote that aged really well. And that they yeah, they're all gang and they're all ganging up on her at this point. So she says all these really mean things, right? And I want to talk a little bit too. I'm kind of all over the place today. My energy is kind of weird, so I apologize,
Hmm.
y'all. But I want to talk about the idea of bullying, right? Because that gets thrown around quite a bit. And I really do think that these three women bullied Lala because bullying is there's an implication of a differential of power, and they had the power just from being on the show longer, having Lisa's favor, all that kind of stuff. And they did bully her. Just because she didn't lay down and take it doesn't mean she wasn't bullied. And I
No,
stand by that.
hey, you can go back and watch this. I had to get up out of my chair and rant about it a couple episodes in a row. Like, they're absolutely bullying her. Like, it didn't matter. She's a hostess. They don't need to know about her dating life. Go on about your business. And I mean,
Yeah.
that was really it for me. That was it then. Like, if she didn't want to start participating in any of the filming or anything or work there at all, then it's like, well, then just get rid of her. I mean, it's all separate stuff. So,
It
um,
is, but she's also I don't I mean, like, she's creating more mystery, and she's not
yeah,
demystifying anything, which I don't know if she's doing that on purpose. It doesn't seem like she wants to do that. It really seems like she wants to just come, shut it down, and then go back to her life. But what's happening is she's
no,
creating more and more questions about it, and so no one's ever going to leave it alone as long as you're acting so cagey and mysterious about it. Nobody's ever going to leave this shit alone. And I mean, if somebody asked her if she had a married man on the side one time, they asked her 5 times. I mean, that
yeah.
question came out of at least 5 different people's mouths.
She did not want to come in and then be left alone. She wanted to come in, make a splash, make sure that people wanted to see her on season
Mm-hmm.
6. I mean, she is screaming big things at folks all around. Um, I mean, then I've always heard we're going to get to all these Lalaism stuff. And like, I love this, like, watch yourself real quick. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we get back to this, like, faux street Lala thing. And it's just like, what are
And
you talking about?
And the funny thing about the things that she says this way, it can kind of go either way. Cause like it could be interpreted that saying, like, hey, pot, I'm the kettle. Please don't talk about my shit because you're bad and stuff. But her inflection and the way that she delivers it is always very like threatening, like she's, an extra on the wire. And it's like, you're not pulling this off in a way that
No.
feels authentic. And it also is kind of laughable. And also, I found very, very laughable that Andy clocked Jax in his quote signature move. Apparently, Jax has a signature move in which he rips his jacket off when he's real
Yeah.
mad. And I just thought,
You
okay,
haven't
now I
missed it.
can
We've
never
seen it
unsee it.
900 times replayed on this. You can't miss it.
I know, but I don't think that it crystallized, excuse me, in my brain that was a thing, that the pattern, there was no pattern recognition. And so now I'm never going to be able to unsee it. Like I'm always going to be watching for the jacket to be ripped off. And
Yeah.
because like, oh, that's his trigger there. So I thought it was funny that Andy kind of put a fine point on that.
But
Um,
like a person like Jax in real life, like, in bars and restaurants, like those guys love to
Matt
rip
Cox.
their jackets off. I mean, it's just,
Matt
that's a
Cox.
thing.
And
Like,
I'm going to go ahead and assume that Matt Cox does not listen to this podcast. And if he does, I'm sorry that I'm embarrassing you and putting you on front. But he was one of those. He was him and like a handful of other men that hung out. We called them proteins because they were older than us, but they were professional teenagers. And so anytime we were anywhere and he hit a certain beer consumption threshold and his shirt came off, you knew it was time to go. But like, I'm not trying to be here. I'm not trying to be in the Godfather's Pizza over there in the landings. Whenever Matt Cox's shirt comes off, I gotta go. Which I think Godfather's Pizza was long gone by the time I was in high school.
why
But
were y'all hanging
I'm
out in
just
the
saying,
landings?
well, it wasn't called the Landings back then, but remember it was Godfather's Pizza was in the
I
Landings.
know.
Okay, this is a different podcast. This is a different podcast. But yes, I do know a Jax Taylor in my real life. Stassi gets in trouble for this anorexic comment that she does not back off of at
Yeah.
all. And what really got me was, so Scheana is talking about how she has a fast metabolism, which she contradicts herself a little bit later on. But she does admit that she's had some problems with disordered eating, which is something that we didn't know until now. So that bears mentioning. And Sheena's like, I don't know what you want me to do. She's like, eat some Taco Bell. I know how to do it. That's shitty as
Yep.
fuck. Like
That's
that
how you fix that.
is shitty as fuck. I was friends with a girl who had a very thin frame, and she would eat peanut butter and butter sandwiches. Peanut butter, butter, banana, because she was so thin. And if that's true for what Sheena is saying, and Sheena is really self conscious about her thin frame, calling this woman saying anorexic and saying these things to her is quite literally one of the worst things you could possibly do to a woman who is struggling with the way they eat and they're gaining weight, the weight gain situation.
Even worse to leave it with, I meant that as a possible compliment, calling you that, because
That's to
that's
look
where
us the
old
past, right?
Stassi Schroeder is right there. I gave that one a whoa immediately. And then Schwartz is yearning to continually shut Katie down. Like when she tries to get her back over there. I mean, it's nonstop. It's just nonstop.
And like
Um,
they're all yelling, and the thing that really gets me about Schwartz is the
yeah,
Katie
right. No, no, no,
that
no,
would
no,
be a
no. Shush, 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 shush.
yes, that would be a closed fist punch right there. Sandoval, I just want to make note of this. Sandoval uses the word tangent wrong, and then Jax later uses the word tear right. So in this context, I didn't really write down, but it was like, yeah, Katie would go off on a tangent about Lala. What he meant was that she was on a tear about Lala, like saying mean things to her. He used it wrong, but later Jax used it right.
I don't know. I've seen some of Katie's text threads. I say tangent could probably fit in with
It's
some of those
yes, an
also.
umbrella term.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, we got a little real worker alert. I wrote Christian and Guillermo. Is one of the chefs named Guillermo? Or did I just hear that wrong?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. What do you make of Andy walking in there objectifying all these women in Spanish?
Well,
In
don't I mean
Spanish.
you didn't like that we had finally a rundown of what the kitchen guys think of each woman one by one? They're giving
No, I
Katie best
didn't.
looking, Lala very attractive, Kristen's crazy. I mean, just one,
Well, if they got to weigh in on the Kentucky muffin of it all, they think it happened. Totally. Totally it happened.
Well, right, which is what I kind of thought. I was surprised you kind of thought they leave it thinking it didn't happen because Andy
No, I
even
think they're
it's not what
denying
he
it.
says as much as what he does with his hands when he's in the kitchen, which is a scissor motion
This
together
is
with
so
each
bad.
other. And
That
he
is
did that.
so bad. So not
Yeah.
only is Andy coming in butcher in Spanish, so now he's butchering American Sign Language. How dare you, Andy? Sit down. I don't
No,
want
man,
it
they
from
don't.
you.
I love it. Like we get a rundown of all the women, and then like, what do you think about Jax? Like no good for Brittany. Like, all right, man. Why? So I'm assuming in season 6, half the program is these guys. Because from what I'm seeing, these guys are way more watchable than any of this other mess happening.
I
The
loved it
flashy
too.
mess up front is not the story for me.
And I also really liked how they kept trying to speak in English and Andy kept
Yeah.
trying to talk to them in Spanish. And it's like, no, dude, stop speaking Spanish. It's not happening for you. And the end of part one is with James still denying that he slept with Ellie and Gigi. But this is a little bit of revelation here in which
No.
Gigi is revealed to be a star fucker, that she would fight or fuck anybody to get in this group. So she wanted on this show. And so does
Right.
that change your conviction about whether or not he slept with her or not?
No, I mean, I think she absolutely. What am I going to do? Believe James? No, like I don't even know. Like we went from this awesome kitchen scene, and it's like, hey, everybody, James and Raquel are dating, and they're in love. Like, fucking great, man. Like that's awesome. I don't know why we're talking about this at all with all this other stuff going on. Maintaining his innocence, for sure, just doesn't. That does not make sense at all.
Well, everyone agrees that we should get Dodie on the case because she would get to the bottom of it, but she's got bigger fish to fry. And
Detective
this is where
Doty's on
James
it.
does
Yeah.
This is where James does that thing where he's mocking Stassi about like crawling on the floor begging to come back, and
Yeah,
everybody seems to laugh at it, but it seemed really mean.
yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah,
all
I
mean all
mean,
the time. So,
I know, but
but
it
yeah,
just
I liked it though. A little physical comedy, kind of lightened it up a little bit. Jax is amused, and isn't that's always good.
him and James are cracking each other up. Like they're over there, like giving each other hand jobs. They're so into each other. They are in love. Okay.
Hmm.
Look, let's take a break right here because that's the end of the part one. And so we'll come back and we'll talk about part two. Okay. Okay, we're back. We still have some part one unfinished business. Yeah, I think I
A little bit.
mislabeled my notes. What do you got?
Well, I mean, this is when we're all talking about how if Katie can act on her own, if she's acting as a, puppet of Stassi's, who's the real follower and all that. Um, the editors give us a little help into that by showing us like a little play by play throughout the season of how that played out. But Sandoval is the one that really just wants to lay into everybody here. And I think he got some help from his buddy Schwartz. I think Schwartz got Sandoval to start yelling at everybody stuff that's on his mind that like he can't say to everybody now because he's
Like
married.
what? Like what? Oh, hold on. So you think that Schwartz is now editing how shitty he is to Katie because they're married and he's offloading or at least outsourcing some of the being mean to her to Sandoval?
Yeah, I think Sandoval, Sandoval likes to make a big scene at these, right? Like he wants to be heard at least a couple times. He wants to scream
Yes,
it out. And I think Schwartz is
that's
like, I'll
right.
take one of those ads that you're putting out there and just kind of yell at these people about who's actually running this business and if Stassi's a real leader or if Sheena's a real follower. We get your
Is this
favorite
the
drunken
part
pool day.
Is this the part where all three of them say the same thing at the same time? Like what? Like they're denying that they don't share a brain, and they all say the exact same phrase at the exact same time. Is that right
Yeah, when they're
here?
like, no, we don't, and they all do.
Yes. And so both, so Jax and James sort of, laugh about it, and then they rope Andy into it. Like, oh my god, that's so crazy, right? Like, isn't that funny that happened? But it's not coming off great for those three because it does seem like they are this disgusting little clique that is finding new and more intricate ways to boss people around, even though, so like Katie got married this season. So that was her in for being a shitty friend and a shitty person. The year before that, Stassi was coming in and back from New York. Like there's like always new and innovative ways for them to weaponize their power over the group. And this is where I'm not yet there, but this is where I start to feel sympathy for Scheana. That she never had a chance, right? Like,
No, I mean,
and they're dangling a
some
carrot in front of her face that she'll never, ever, ever get.
and sometimes when we get to these, like, and everybody's together, we're like, there is something dark with all these folks, like they're all just not happy with each other. And they're all like, but they can be, because like last time we saw Sandoval, and Katie together, it was at a nice wedding and they're screaming at each other. Like, because Ariana and Stassi are going at each other. The last time we saw them, it was a real sweet moment. It's like since
Yes.
they've been together and watched this show play out now, like we heard other people come into the group over the years, have been like, people say there's something dark going on at Sir. Like they can turn on each other real quick. And it does just have a real uneasy, kind of dark
And
feeling.
like the whole thing with Sheena and Ariana, like Ariana will take her to task in a way that nobody else will. And that's what I find to be very, very dark. Not Ariana taking her to task, but the power that Stassi has over these people and like the way she
Yeah.
can kind of manipulate them. Somebody earlier said, or else I wrote it on my own, that like they all feel like Stassi's employees, that she is sending them to do work or she's tasking them with something, and it's awful. And we do learn here that Brittany and Scheana are really good friends, and
Yeah.
that Brittany was feeling very torn watching this shit go down between Scheana and Katie.
Yeah, but
And
Kate, and then Katie admits, she had some mixed emotions watching this stuff back. Does she does get an apology out? We all it's doesn't always happen on here, so
we'll
need
see.
to need to make mark of it when it does happen.
We're gonna put a pin in that and just
Yeah.
see before season 6. Lala gets really emotional, and I really hope that Lala has found a whatever talk therapist or whatever cocktail of antidepressants or anti-anxiety medicine that Ariana got between season 5 and season 6. I hope that Lala can get her stuff worked out, because for her to be this bold and shitty and mean and out loud about it, but also to be this fragile and to be so like worried about what people are saying or doing. I think she needs some kind of balance in her life too. Um James does blame his bad behavior on Jack Daniels
Yeah.
and Jax's cockiness too, right? So it's not just Jack Daniels. It's Jack's walking around being cocky coupled with the Jack Daniels, which I love that. Um this is where Lisa says this weird thing about James about hair grows on the inside of their palm, on his palm. I know what that means in an American idiom, right? But she says something about like, oh, hair grows on the inside of his palms, or something about James about how he's
How he flips like
impulsive.
like a person turning into a wolf man, like when the moon's out, he becomes somebody different and the hair starts growing on the
Yeah. Is did you do a Google on that? Because you know, hair
no.
growing on your palms is oftentimes what they say happens if you.
That's not what I know what you're about. You mean like the thing that makes you go blind also?
Yes. But I'm saying in terms of
No,
American
she's talking
idioms,
about
I'm
how
mixed up.
like people get to their fifth or sixth drink or whatever, or third, whoever you are. And, like you said, that guy that takes his shirt off, you get to that part and all of a sudden, that person, you're like, oh shit, that guy just had he turned the corner. I mean, I'm guilty of this for certain. Like you get to a certain point and then like something definitely changes in a person. Well, James has that. Like he has no machine to turn it off. When it's shot time, it's just shot, shot, shots. And eventually he turns into somebody that's going to start screaming at folks and yelling.
Yeah.
Doesn't care who he sleeps with. I mean, so she's saying that like a person when the full moon's out turning into the wolf, like, you know,
Okay, yeah. I did not. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? They talk, and then I mean, Andy's like, yeah, come spin at my party, and Lisa's like, are you sure, boo? Like, don't be like stepping on his opportunities, Lisa. Let this man go spin at Andy Cohen's birthday party. I bet he didn't though. But the door's not closed. He could go back anytime. And then Andy wants to talk about Montauk, which was also this season.
yeah, I know.
Stassi's Steve Jobs turtleneck in the hot tub of the summer house was this season. Wild. But did
Yeah.
you know that a clam bake is also smoking weed in a car with the windows up?
I did. I did know that. Yeah, I did know that.
You did?
Pretty amazing that they had them on the how they can Google clam bake when we were over here screaming in 2026. Like, just look it up. Yeah, I'd heard that
Yeah.
before for sure. There's
No. I'd never heard it called clam bake before. Ever. Which I don't know. Even though that you and I grew up in like the same area and we're the same age, there's a lot of vernacular and a lot of slang stuff that you know that I don't. So it's interesting that we were different different circles, I guess. But this is where she's talking about how much she complained and stuff about all of the things in Montauk. And this is kind of where she contradicts herself a little bit earlier. And I'm wondering if Scheana does not struggle with some kind of like, I think she has a very complicated relationship with food in her body, because she
she
talks
has a
about,
real special diet. I mean, she's
yes,
pretty. I mean,
for
she's
her body and her flat stomach. She says it specifically, like
yes.
for my flat stomach. And I was like, huh, I thought it was metabolism that was keeping you this thin. Like, which is it? And I don't know.
Well,
It's like
yeah.
there's
I don't know if she's
alarms going off in my
misspeaking.
brain.
I don't know if she's misspeaking as much as just like it's a complicated area for her. There's lots of people,
Yeah.
it's very tough to talk about their eating, their drinking habits, blah blah blah. And I think that's what it is. And she's really been put on blast. I mean, I was like, damn, they are coming for her right now because, like, we just were talking about the weight thing a second ago, and now we're going to, like, pressure her about a special diet. Clearly, like, watching that show, as all of these people have, we called it out. Like there is something to her not wanting to do certain things. So if you're all friends and coworkers in one way or another, maybe not just smash somebody's neck, while they're sitting here very openly saying, because we say all the time, like, well, that's the thing about Scheana. She's full of shit and doesn't say what's really on her mind and just does what's ever popular. Like, well, she's here really being an advocate for herself and saying, like, I am doing something different. I have my own reasons. I am my own person. And they're like, yeah, well, those aren't fucking good enough. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Again, nothing will ever be good enough for you. And everything I will
And
do is wrong.
this is another sort of like way in which I'm softening. And I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm fully like rooting for her, but there is a compassion I have for her because she's on this show and she is a popular cast member on this show, but she is still trying to break into this group that's never going to have her. They're just never going to accept her like their own. And this, they're talking about what she eats, they're talking about her marriage, they're talking about where she's from and the party she thinks it's never going to be enough. And so something about that, something about the limitations in which they put on accepting her and being her real friend drives Scheana to try harder and harder and harder and harder. And I think that's what I've been reacting to without kind of seeing the other pressure points on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like she's very misunderstood. That is what I'm leaving season 5 with, is that Scheana has been very misunderstood. Maybe just by me. Maybe everybody else sees it the
No,
whole
she
way,
is
but
misunderstood. I
yeah.
mean, there's a lot. She does switch it up on you, like you're saying.
Yeah. Andy again trolls Jax a little bit, talking about when they went to Sonoma and Jax went crazy at NASCAR after his second boob job.
Yeah, we
Just
find out
saying.
Ariana and Stassi have the same birthday. I didn't realize it was the same day. Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a cast full of cancers. Jax is also a
Yes,
cancer.
it is.
Um there's quite a few cancers on this cast. We do get some unseen footage right here, though, of Jax being really, really awful to Lala, talking about, oh my God, grow up, go suck a dick for this, which we did see that. And like, nobody's friends with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, just being really awful, which kind of co signs her idea that, hey, man, I don't want to be in an RV with this dude, which makes us
Right.
realize that it wasn't a surprise that production did tip them off. And
Yeah, and
and I don't
we have
really
an
blame her.
obligatory Dr. Lakey shot also. Obligatory handsome Dr. Lakey shot. Don't forget.
Well, Jackson's got to pay for that next boob job.
Lala
Um,
did. She went into panic mode there, but she spent some time at the Beverly Hills, so she's good. That's all she needed. To
well,
relieve herself
the
from the severe panic attack, she needed to hang out in the BH.
right, and the BH Hotel, which I think is the hotel that she's talking about here, also just made a little cameo in the road trip when the ladies landed in Beverly Hills. Not this past one, but the one before that. They did a little staycation there. So the the Beverly Hills Hotel, is going to cure all anxiety with the massages and pool time. I'm all set. Her money still a mystery, and that Range
No,
Rover, man, that Range Rover's
there's
giving her a lot of
no
trouble.
no mystery. It's straight up. She comes from money. I mean, she says it.
I
Like
don't
there it
believe it. I
is.
don't believe
I
that.
mean, that's part
I
of it
don't.
right there.
I don't believe that.
That she comes
I don't
from
believe
money.
that. Yeah, I don't believe that. I believe all of this that's happened is from a romantic partner, and she is
I
trying
don't
to put
believe there's
space.
no romantic partner, but yeah.
I do. I think she's trying to put space between her and that particular rumor, and so saying that her mother pays for all of this, like I don't believe that. So, but I mean, we'll see. We'll put a pin in it, and we'll see. And this is more of them pressing, pressing, pressing. She's not going to answer who it is, and I thought it was very, very astute for them to say, hey, what Lala's doing right now about this guy in her life, Stassi, you literally did this shit last
Yeah.
year. But now we're mad at Lala. Loved it.
And yeah, she talks a little bit this time. Yeah, when they're comparing them, like Stassi is really, except while she's on the show, she and the other people she's with, she wants them to really like lay it all out in the camera, like put it all in front of the camera. How you're feeling, what's going on, what is the dynamic between everybody? Like, let's make something happen. And like, that's so wild to watch her talk like that as we're winding down House of Stassi and the way that she
Mm-hmm.
has her whole family put it all in front of the camera. And I was like, that I mean, there's no surprise about what I just saw in that whole series after watching just these
Yes.
clips.
And House of Stassi kind of is teaching me how to watch this, because what's happening here as we see this reunion, there are some people agreeing to maintain the fourth wall, and there are some people who are saying no, we need to do it, because Stassi says, Lala, everybody knows that this dude is married. Everybody's, and I
Right.
believe that to be true. And so, and I think maybe Ariana, Sandoval, James, they know it too, but they have agreed to keep the boundary between her quote real life and what she's portraying on the show. And Stassi and Katie and Kristen are not participating in that implicit vow that they've made, that implicit pact. And so it's like the fight between fourth wall and not. And Lala's like trying to shut it down. She even tries to shut Lisa down. And it's because I
Yeah.
think it is absolutely true, but she's still trying to seem like she's performing on a show. And everybody else is like, no, man, we know what's happening. And I think and so House of Stassi taught us how to watch this reunion right here.
Yeah. I think this is when Lala tells Stassi to fuck the fuck back also. And I'm like, that's a great line. And why is there not a live studio audience for this? Why is the
To
reunion
cheer.
not done in front of a live studio audience, by the way?
That is such a good idea, because then we could get boo.
Like,
I
oh
mean,
shit, fuck the fuck back. Like, I'm just
yeah.
picturing, Springer
I mean,
style.
listen, we could get some of the
No, man, I want
imagine.
people. I want some people. I'm not the boo box. We need
Well,
some
I'm
people
saying
in there.
if the live people were performing the boo box, it would be better. I do. Is this
Can
where
you
Brittany says,
imagine how much money they could raise for Vanderpump Dogs if they were like, "Hey, 65 Debbie from
I,
Nebraska's can come to the live studio audience to the 65 highest bidders." They would make a ton of
Jeff?
money.
I would write them a check for every cent that's in my checking account right now to be in the front row of that
She
reunion.
said,
I
"I drive
mean,
Sheppy over there and hand him over." What are you
yes,
talking about?
exactly. College, who cares if Ethan goes to college? Take that money. Let me sit in the front row, y'all. I'm doing it. But this is where Brittany's like, an MBA? I don't even know what's the MBA? I don't know. I don't
Somebody
know. Yes,
just
I know. Shut up,
I
Brittany.
thought
Like,
I thought Katie, and I wouldn't have been upset with her if she just put her hand over Brittany's mouth and was like, "Hey, hey, we no, 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 no. I know, I love you. I'm just gonna. You just can't talk for a second. You just can't talk for a second. It's fine. We'll all be okay, but you just can't talk right now."
and listen, do you think it's super weird that you would have, if you were in Lala's position, if you were in anybody's of these on this cast in a position
Yes.
to ask people to sign an NDA? That's not weird, because Andy's acting like the blogs are not following these people, that they are not making headlines, that they are not, people are not on social media trying to out them in every single aspect of their life. I don't think that it is a weird thing for Lala to be like, hey, could you just maybe sign this so you don't post my picture on the internet? I don't think that's that weird, but they're trying to make it out that Lala's acting like she's some big rock star for it. That seems like smart business to me.
Nah,
No?
it's weird. No, it's weird. I mean, I'm not saying that someone with celebrity has no reason to not hand them out ever or do anything, but what's she doing? She doesn't want somebody showing. Because she's
A
not talking
lot of
about
things
paparazzi
probably.
getting pictures of her. Well, you got to
I
keep
mean,
that shit in your little inner circle and have a good inner circle. You just can't be doing whatever in
yeah.
front of
I
whoever.
just I just did not connect with this idea that, like, God, Lala, who are you that you need an NDA? All of these people should be making every person they interact with when they're not filming sign an NDA, right?
And
Like
what would
when
you be
filming,
talking about? all these years if all these
What I'm
folks had
saying,
NDAs.
well, what I'm saying is, in the time that they have to, if they have
You'd
to
hate
film,
it.
it's all it's on. Everything's on board. Like nobody's keeping any secrets when they're filming. But when they are not filming, I don't want that. But I'm saying it is not a. That scared me to death.
I think your natural enemy would be a celebrity's NDA. Like, no,
Well,
no more of
yes,
those.
of course.
Everybody
I'm
does
obviously
everything
of
in
two
front of
minds.
everyone.
But I'm saying, as a human person,
Oh,
I
so
don't
this
think it's
is
crazy.
confusing.
As a
Okay.
viewer and as a person who talks about this show for a living, I feel like no NDAs. But I just don't understand why everybody's so incredulous about why she would do it. Obviously, she doesn't want people to be talking about her and her fucking married boyfriend. Duh.
Tom would
But
tell him to
Lala,
shove it, man. Like
um,
he said that, and Dodie's eye roll. It wasn't at Tom, I don't think. I mean, I think it was at the NDAs, but Dodie had this excellent eye roll, which I've said before. She's up there with me and Emily for the eye roll. But just wild, wild
Um,
emotions.
yes. So Lala claims that she's done with BPR. We'll see. And then we talk about Ariana's cookbook, not cookbook, her cocktail book. And she fucking gave in and let this man put his damn name on there. Like, what?
We knew
She
that.
did all the work. I know, but like, God, I hate that. I hate it.
I think she
And
needed. I'm not against. Like, if she had gone ahead and done it by herself, I'm all for it. But I think in the scenario, she's so early on to the TV and everything. I think she did need a little push, like as she's on this book tour and to get
really?
things across and like
You
to have
think
a little mouthpiece. I think
um,
Sandoval probably helps in this particular scenario. Not that she needs a guy to come in and do it. She's a fucking star, I know.
no, I do.
But
I'm just
I
wondering
think
if
in this,
his
because it involves the drinks being made and in front of people, I bet she's a better bartender. I would rather read a book by her. I would rather have a drink from her
yeah.
than Sandoval, blah, blah, blah. But I think he's been around for a while. She's kind of
So
newish
that's
to it. I think
kind
that
of
helps.
what I'm trying to clock into. You think at this point in this series that he has more pull and he has more like social capital than she does with the audience and the publisher, and that's why that she had to attach his name to it because the propulsion would be stronger if he attached his name to it. You think?
That and a little bit of just his energy. Like, you remember when the camera came to take pictures and she was very like, all right, now I guess I'm going to muddle this drink down. Tom, like she doesn't need to be out there like him and dancing and doing twirls and be like, yo, man, this is the thing I would do. Like, I'm a Ninja Turtle, bro. Like, she needs him
Um,
way up there to kind of like get her in the middle, I think, to like, because you see
yeah.
her in an interview now on camera, man, she doesn't act like she does 10 years ago.
Yeah, as I
She's
say, only
a
one of
little.
those people are hosting Love Island, so
Exactly, but I think getting that little push in her personality helped a whole lot at this time.
um Lisa, in all of her internalized misogyny, was talking about um, being married and stuff. And she says, why wouldn't you just make him happy by letting him give you a big fat ring? Why can't I just be happy to not be engaged to somebody? Like, what kind of fucking weird, retro, regressive shit is that? Like, make him happy by letting him give me a ring? That is wild work. I'm not,
Oh,
no,
yeah. Also,
I'm
if he
not
wants
about
to
it.
give me a ring at any time, it doesn't have to be a wedding ring. Like, you can just give me some jewelry.
Yeah,
That's fun.
exactly.
I'll take that.
I
And I'll
mean,
be very happy I have it. Thank you.
well, I mean, Brittany get married right now. She'd have gotten married if they trotted out a damn pastor right then and said Brittany and Jax are getting married. She'd have been like, hell yeah. She'd have been elbowing everybody off to get out of the way to stand up there. She wants to get married right now. I know exactly what I want to do. I'll get married right now. I know. I've been planning it since I was 5 years old.
I might get to Versailles.
Yeah,
And
shit. Versailles is exactly where this bitch wants to get married. I bet. But
Stassi's a little
Schwartz.
uneasy about marriage. No, maybe not.
Yes. So is Schwartz, and he's been married for 3 months. So. What I wrote, Jax has a tacky penis, and Brit
They
forgives
went
Kristen.
from this to the dick pic night. Like, the comedy
Oh,
night when Kristen and her buddies were doing the thing.
I was
And
trying to
no, no, no,
shorthand it, I
no.
think.
Andy said that the dick pic thing was tacky even at Kristen standards. So it was
Okay.
But
I
he
was
didn't
trying
even
to
just say it was
shorthand it.
tacky. He wanted you to know that even Kristen Doty, I would think, does better than this.
Yeah. Brittany says that she'll never do it again, which is stupid. When are they ever going to have an opportunity for Kristen to have to either concede or decline showing Jax's penis again? I think that's she's like, well, if you ever do it again, I'm gonna smack her. I'm gonna smack her if she ever does it again. Okay, what
Everybody gets
opportunity is
one.
there?
Everybody gets one,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Um,
And
Andy, though, has
um,
the same question as you. Why are you
which
bringing your mom
one?
to the roast? Why are you
Yes.
bringing your mom to the
That's so
roast?
stupid. I know, but they didn't want to leave her home alone. But how about Brittany? You stay home then with your mama. You didn't want to hear none of that shit either. Okay, you're scarred beyond belief now too. But and you hear Brittany switch registers a little bit right here when they're talking about her mother. Did you notice it?
Yeah,
Where she
Sherry
went
took some
from
heat, and
uh
Brittany's
huh,
trying to get her back. You know,
and you could hear Brittany's voice shift from, I mean, I don't know, what's the NBA to, well, that's one thing I ain't gonna take care of. I ain't gonna hear my mama being talked about on the internet.
that's
And
exactly right.
I mean, and so, but Sandoval pipes in. He was like, "Well, hey, man, it was kind of sketch that the worst thing she heard was him being with men, and good for you, Sandoval, for saying the thing." But everybody shuts it down immediately. They're like, "No, no, no, my mama's not homophobic.
I mean,
She's got a homo friend."
Andy
She
sure
didn't say
liked it
that. I'm
also, or
paraphrasing.
like talking about it. You know, like us. You know, like you've lied, cheated, steal, done horrible things to women. You can't go to certain places. You can't pay for shit sometimes. But you did kiss a man possibly 20 years ago, and that's the worst. That's the worst of all of it.
Yes, but see, this is where Andy kind of loses his spine a little bit here too. Like if this was 2026 Andy, he would definitely push back on this homophobic stuff here. But he was like, I mean, if my daughter was getting married to a man, and Lisa was like, I'd want to know if he was bisexual, and Jax was like, I'm bisexual now. Like
Yeah,
everybody,
that was
calm
great.
down.
Oh, I have a question, please.
Yes.
Um, so that we're going around this, we're having fun kind of at Sherry's expense. All this stuff's going on. We're gonna get into Jackson Brett take
Uh
Kentucky.
huh.
And I'm like, oh, is this why them two are sitting on the sides? Maybe we're about to get into something juicy. What's dude Nikolai doing here? What did you did
Fucking
we get a ticket? Was
Nikolai.
Nikolai on the flyer that you bought a ticket for this show? I don't think he was on mine.
Again, again with Nikolai. I have already expressed to you people how I feel about giving this fucking idiot a platform. This kid is 12 years old. He doesn't know shit about shit. He doesn't know one of those people said there. Why? Why are you carving out time on our precious reunion to hear this motherfucker read these people? I don't need it. Listen, go home, watch your highlights, play your Roblox, and leave Vanderpump Rules out of it. I don't want it. It's so annoying. I no, I am no. I didn't even take any notes in it. I didn't even take no notes. And I was like, who is taking this fucking kid seriously? Oh, Sandoval is, because he types he weighs in, he's like, well actually, Nikolai, don't you think if Stassi did stop taking him seriously. That's giving him space to breathe. Just shut it down. Shut it down. I didn't even take any notes on
That's
it. Did
been
you have any?
Sunday on Nikolai,
He sucks.
2026 edition.
Yes, listen,
Um,
I feel the same way in 2016 that I do because we saw him on the House of Saucy too, and he's also ridiculous and superfluous and annoying as hell. Stop giving this kid a fucking platform. Okay, that's it. That's the end. That's the
you
end.
gotta go. I'm not just gonna come in and be like, from sex dolls to spa days, what a wild ride the marriage was.
Look, I did write, I don't want this.
About Nikolai?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And so more about it. Scheana talks about the bridesmaid stuff too. So Scheana says that she's left out again, and Brittany chimes in too. And it seems like Brittany was a little left out too, and she's a little bit more diplomatic about it. She's like, "Yeah, I just wish we could have all had a little bit more input in it." I mean, I know I understand how Scheana feels. I felt left out too. So it just goes to show that the unmuzzled witches are coalescing in this impermeable group,
Oh,
even with Brittany, who, by and large, is the absolute favorite of everybody.
yeah, you'll love it. I had the three, they weren't beating the three-headed monster allegations. So I thought you'd like that
I
one. There
like
you
it.
go.
I like the three-headed monster. That is keen right there. And this is where I wrote, I'm beginning to see like it's like Sheena's like this is the asylum that raised Sheena right here. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I see what's happening to here. I see her being forged by our very eyes, that she is constantly having to perform at this level, but also to defend herself at this. And like, okay, so I am not promising to be on Sheena's side forever and ever, but right now, if I can be against the three-headed Hydra that is those ladies, I am on Sheena's side for right now. Especially when we talk about part 3 coming up.
Our choices in this aren't just for the three-headed monster or for Sheena, right? There has to be a whole nother list of options because I
Well,
don't
of
like either
course.
one of those very much at
Well,
all.
it is shaken out to be Sheena versus them in almost
Yeah,
every
no, I
season
know.
we've watched, right? So pick a side, Jeff.
Well, unfortunately, we thought some sides were coming together. Like we had these awesome moments with Ariana and Stassi. We loved them. They looked like they were truly enjoying themselves. We were even like, it's the best either one of them has looked when they're together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now they're having this conversation that I don't give a fuck about. Like, I get Ariana's upset, but I mean, I don't
But
know. What's the point of liking themselves being nice together in the show if we're just going to get back to this, you know?
so, but even before that, I want to talk a little bit about how defensive Katie gets about drinking, because here's what happens. Sheena
Oh,
tries to
Sheena
be a
goes
friend.
hard.
Yes, she tries to be a friend in all of the other seasons, but now when she's pinned up against the wall, she's like, "Okay, Katie, let's talk about your drinking problem or your problem with drinking, however you want to phrase it." She did not say alcoholic and all that. Katie gets so defensive about it, and I'm like, "Katie, don't forget we've seen you. We've been watching this show the whole time.
Yeah.
So we do understand that when you drink, you act out. Don't try to gaslight us into thinking that Sheena's making some shit up about you, because she keeps saying, "Oh, that's so low. Oh, that's so low." Is it? Your husband has said way worse than
I
this.
I mean, I'm a little bit with her on this because the editors go, and I don't know if they really help out Sheena's case, even though you don't have to go back to season two. And I mean, they're pulling up all this stuff from one night that we've seen 17 times already before. They're going to show it again. Like, look how much it is. Like, that's the same thing. Like, this is 2017. And they're like, look at this clip from her. She was drunk in 2013 too. Like, well, so what? That doesn't show me anything. So I don't really know if she is or not. We've definitely seen her do some bullshit stuff while drunk, but I don't know how much this is
Um,
going on. 52
I
weeks a
was
year, but showing that old stuff was kind of low too.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna save this for my predictions, but it feels right to put it here. I bet we see less drinking from Katie next season.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
with you.
so much, yeah, so much has been made about her drinking in season 5. I bet she makes a marked scale back, which she did in season 4, right? Season 3 or 4, I
Yeah.
can't remember. But the wedding kind of like ratcheted up her stress level, and so I think that like she kind of fell back in. But I bet you we see a much more moderated Katie later. um this whole thing about how they all glommed on to Stassi about I'm gonna crack her. That's not, they're not doing that. Like, Stassi means I want her to like me in that way. Like, everybody just get off Stassi's jock. Like, Stassi's not trying to manipulate her. I've wanting to crack her means I've wanted her to like me and want her to be my friend, is what it is. And they
Yes.
know it. They're mischaracterizing it on purpose. Whatever. Shut up.
I think Ariana took it wrong, and that's unfortunate,
Yeah.
sure. But and this is what I meant earlier about Sandoval taking, when he's just going to be loud sometimes. Like he just wants to be overexcited sometimes, like, and it's not about him. So he's just like, "Yes, you were, Stassi." Like he has to say something like that, like 17 times per reunion shows, and so it's like, all right, I think this is just a vehicle for him to, you know, get his
Um,
yayas out.
Yes, because the excitable is a really good way to talk about Sandoval. But listen, let's take a quick break right here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna come back and talk about part three because that's the juiciest bit. We should have started with part three. So let's take a break right here, and we'll come back and talk about our girl Scheana.
We could just act like this is the beginning because we're really going now. This is where the juice is. Maybe this is where we're just start the program here.
Yeah, for sure.
And no
I
more
mean, they
no
try
more
to start.
asking. Oh, if like no more asking about Stassi and her dating for anybody.
Yeah,
I'm with
because
you.
no
Let's just let it
prospects is
happen.
a hard line to take. No prospects. Um, blah blah
Please
blah.
let it
Jax's
happen.
apology. I do appreciate the term brownout, though, when applied to like the drinking and stuff. That feels um, appropriate, and that Jax is like, oh, Schwartz is just going through it, and he was taking it out on Coors Light. Jax uses on a tear correctly, unlike Sandoval. And Katie took her friend's concerns and emotions very personally. So that's that. There's more talk about this shit in New Orleans. I don't care about it. Let's talk about Scheana. Let's talk about Scheana. Okay. Is there
Okay.
anything that we need to talk about any of
No,
the
I
stuff
didn't
that
know
happened
if you
before
were
it?
just rattling off bullet points or what.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I was
Shorts
just saying
drank a
there's a
lot.
couple
I had
of
to watch the baby bird shot
no.
again, and
Well,
nothing really new.
I appreciated the term brownout being introduced to this crowd. And then I also too talk about taking it out on Coors Lights, which I think that we can put that in
No,
our
I heard.
podcast lexicon and like use it again and again. Okay. So here we go. Let me find where I'm at. Shay comes out. Here we are.
Okay,
Okay.
we're
Scheana
really.
has not seen this man in 4 months because I even hear her whisper, he finally got a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
She
Uh,
doesn't even have his phone number.
Kind of like. Do you remember the Floby? Anybody? It
Yes.
cuts as it sucks. He looks like he got a Floby haircut. If anyone
Rude.
listening wants to know, you should look it up. It's really interesting.
Jeff, what is the 2026 equivalent to an infomercial? Because the Floby was an infomercial, right?
TikTok, I mean, all of social media, it's one
I
big
mean,
constant rolling
okay,
ad.
fair enough. Well, I mean, I get some content mixed in there, right? Scheana doesn't even have this man's phone number because she had to cancel his phone because he wouldn't pay his phone bill.
Yeah.
And she gets super nervous because she doesn't want to see him. Are we to believe that she has not interacted with him, that she has not seen him, not had any conversations with him in like literally 4 months?
Yeah, I have a couple times where I just had a phrase, do we believe Sheena 100%? And I have little stars by a few different times when I'm not sure. Anytime you're wondering if we believe Sheena on something, I'm already telling you, I don't know. I don't think we believe her on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because some shit comes out in this segment too, and then they take a little break right here and they go behind the scenes, and everybody's kind of rallying around Sheena. They're all kind of giving her pep talks, and just like stand true. Kristen's over there trying to. They're trying to like gas her up a little bit, and they
Yep.
come back, and Shay joins, and Andy's like, "Hey, how you been? Anything new? What's up? What's cool?" I'm paraphrasing here too, and the flashbacks to their wedding seems mean a little bit.
Yeah, he
Like
seems very nervous also. I mean,
he really does. And I think Stassi kind of put her finger on that like, man, he's going to come out here with all of us. Like, how would he do that? How would he face all of us? Because these people are all Sheena's quote friends. I mean, they're going to take her side no matter what, except for Sandoval a little bit. But she's also got a lot of nervous energy. She's like futzing with her hair and her eyelashes and her
oh yeah.
dress, and she's just like really feeling some kind of way about it. And um she says something about she wasn't necessarily hiding what was going on. Maybe she just didn't know the extent of it. So this was confusing to me. Run down how you heard the he's on pills, I'm telling people he's gone. There's a text. Run down how you heard it for me and see if I can't coalesce it a little bit.
I don't even have a lot about like the actual pill taking and like how they were talking. I mean, I was more, paying attention to how they kind of were both saying like it was over for a while and it wasn't really clicked. So as far as like communication goes, like you're talking about, like that's where I definitely thought they had a big problem because they're both thinking it's over for a while and like now it just clicked because like they're just bad at communication. The whole they neither one of them
Yeah,
really speaks their mind. That's what I mean.
but
And I think they do go around and tell these other people stuff to try and help create a story so they know how to address that than actually deal with the thing they're looking at.
there's a vindictiveness that comes out with Scheana here that we didn't
Hmm.
know, because Scheana portrayed this whole situation that, oh, you know what? I have a husband who is grappling with addiction. Well, it comes out that when she told Lisa that, he had been clean for like 6 months. But because she saw a text message from other girls and this inappropriate sexual talk via text,
Right.
she used that to out him instead of saying Shay is having an emotional affair with a woman online. She outs him as an addict. That's
And
tough.
yeah, and Lisa really wants to know why this person is sitting next to her right now.
Yeah,
I
she is
really
a
got to feel
bitch about
she's
it.
like, right here? Can't we do usually have people on the end, or we do a second row sometimes, and we're just doing right in the middle with me right here?
She's a real bitch about it, and like he even kind of pushes back. He's like, "Okay, Lisa." I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
that's not the tactic to take." But there's some talk about too about where the money went. So Sheena's implying that the money he took out was to buy drugs, to buy pills, but he says it's for his business, Dat Dope Group,
that's right.
who is on tour with Bones Thugs and Harmony.
That's right. Going
Bone
on
Thugs
tour
and
with Bone
Harmony.
Thugs. Way to go.
And Ariana chimes in. She's like, listen, man, I need to hear what was wrong from your perspective, which opens a can of worms. And now we have to eat the whole thing because now that can of worms is open. And he references the lifestyle. That means the show, right?
Yes. And I think
Yeah.
everything that comes with it, the party and the hanging out, the weird times and constant interaction. Yeah.
Andy was like, so hey, when did things start to go bad? Sheena's like, I don't know, like in the last 6 months or a year. He says 3 months after the wedding.
Hmm.
Yike. She doesn't listen. She controls him. She lords money over him. She goes out all the time. He's saying a lot of things about Sheena that I don't know if are retaliatory or if he's trying to defend himself because he's been painted this way. But like he says that his parents didn't even know he grappled with addiction and that he had to talk to them or they found out via this show. That's
Yeah.
kind of inexcusable, right? Like,
But he also said he was at his parents dealing with that stuff back then. So what was going on then? Like back in the
well,
actual season filming of it.
yeah.
And man, while these two are talking, it's so telling. I mean, this is the quietest this whole group has been ever at any reunions. All like after Ariana pops up and they all kind of say something like, when these two have the floor to themselves, there is no talking over them. Like nobody is
Mm-mm,
saying boo. They're not clearing
no,
their throat. They're definitely not like disagreeing with them. They're not jumping up. They are stone quiet.
silence. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where Sheena drops the bomb about texting a girl across the country and something about mixology. Did I hear that Shay says he worked at mixology?
That's correct. Yeah.
Huh. That's new news.
That was news to me. And Shay's about to receive some news also.
Yeah, that Sheena's seeing someone and he's like, I don't even know this person. She's like, yes, you do.
Yep.
You follow him on Instagram. And so you can see him trying to stay in his person right here. And all of this, after all of this shit she gave Lala about her not like, she didn't tell anybody one thing about this. She's keeping all of this. Brittany knew about it. Katie knew about it. All of them are working against the fourth wall. And now they have the audacity to sit there and talk about Lala's not sharing everything with them. Girl, how dare you?
Yeah.
Everybody knew, but they wanted to protect Scheana. Okay. Um, and then she says that she was afraid that if she outed or came out with Shay's problem with the text or his emotional affair, that Brandy fans would come and be like, this is your karma. And in her defense, they probably would have, right? The internet would have chewed her alive. But I also think her edit and her experience on the show would have looked a little different too.
Yeah, I didn't even really get the Brandy. I mean, I know who Brandy is, and I know what their relationship is, but I didn't really even get what that meant, like what the Brandy reference meant. So
Well,
I thought it was
because
weird.
she had sex with Brandy's husband. And so if she
Well,
came
I knew,
out,
like, I
well,
knew
yes,
their relationship. That's what.
right. But I'm saying if she were to come out and be honest about Shay cheating on her, then America would have been like, yeah, bitch, this is what you deserve for fucking Brandy's husband.
Oh
And
yeah, okay,
all of the backlash she would have gotten. So instead of copying that, which she would have still been the victim in it, she decided to throw Shay under the bus by revealing his addiction that was 6 months old at this point.
yeah,
This is
and
very insidious. And just when I was on Sheena's side, I'm off again.
I was just gonna ask how you feeling being on Team Sheena. All of a sudden, that was a short ride. That was one stop.
Well,
Regardless, this is a wrap on Mike Shea, right? He's gone, right?
I mean,
From
I
our
assume
VPR
so.
screens.
If
Yeah,
she is with someone already, and like he's probably relieved. He's like, please let me out of this contract. I'll do anything. Let me out. Because we do see Sheena's boyfriend, Rob. There is a very famous scene of her and Rob in season 6 coming up. So we know that they're involved in season 6. I guess Shay is poof out of the picture. But whatever the timeline is in California, we have to sort through that. But I would imagine by the time cameras pick up
whatever
for
the
season 6, he's
timeline
long
is in
gone.
California.
And what'd you say? What?
I said whatever the timeline is in California.
Well, for divorce. So she said that it has to be like 6 to 9
Oh,
months.
they're
They have to like
close.
stay
Yeah,
separated. Yeah.
yeah, they're close.
Yeah. Not like they're on an alternate timeline. They're not on an alternate, parallel
It kind of
universe.
is sometimes. Hey,
Yeah,
but
for
you
sure.
know, James and Jax
And
are buddies. Everybody, let's talk about. Come
yeah,
on, it's a good time.
but it gets really dark though, where he was like, unfortunately, I'm still married. And that was just very quick. And that's so dark. This is where you're talking about too.
That's
The silence is so thick. Everybody's just like, where do I put my eyes? What do I need to do? Can I please leave this stage? Why do I need to be here? It is so,
well when he has
oh my
that
God, it's so awkward.
still line though. It's so quiet, except for they show James, and he is kind of like trying not to laugh. Like he's trying to he's kind of in church about to laugh mode because he's like,
Well,
it's quiet in
him
here.
and
If I start laughing, this is gonna wreck everything.
Yes, well, him and Jax had a gummy in the alley in between on the break, so they're over there giggling like little like best boys, and they break here. Sheena hugs him, best wishes to you. I just hope you're happy, and that's it. Brutal. Like
Gone.
we watched a marriage take shape, come to fruition, and literally disintegrate before our very eyes. Like we watched
Yeah,
that as viewers.
and in the middle, a
Hard.
bunch of addiction and hiding true feelings. So quite
Yeah,
a combo.
yeah. So there's some talk about Tom Tom. Question of the season, Jeff. I'm gonna pose it to you.
Yes.
Is Schwartz allergic to work?
Well, allergics. Allergics are weird. I mean, he likes to jump around in front of a camera. He likes an umbrella ad,
He likes
and
to
that's
sell an
work.
umbrella.
That's
Yeah.
work. I mean, drinking on camera and just hanging out with your buddies is work. So no, he loves work. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, he frames it as he doesn't want to tarnish Lisa's reputation by saying things.
No,
Okay.
Ella, that every single other person there was like, that is ridiculous. I mean, every single person had the same reaction you did. Like, this woman offered you that in this neighborhood for zip, and you just got to show the fuck up. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to do that.
And, Schwartz could take a page from Katie's book in which she doesn't come super hot at him. She defends him sort of like she teases him a little bit about, like, oh, I really wish he would be better. Like, wish that he could, realize his own potential. But she doesn't come hot at him like he would have at her. And so we leave it there. We know because of our season 12 coverage that Tom Tom does come to be a thing. So season 6 is obviously going to be about Tom and Tom realizing this dream, right? Um,
Yeah.
who comes out to serve them their final drink so they have to cheers with?
Ken, puppies, Peter, and cocktail time, everybody.
Peter. Poor
That's right.
Peter. Peter is on the clock always. This man never gets a minute of rest. Okay? He's got to serve drinks even in the final hours. Ken doesn't even know where he is at this point. But um he must not want to reunion, right? Like he must just be like, no, thank you. It's not me. Because he doesn't mind serving them, which would seem
No,
embarrassing
he did
if
it
he
the
wanted to be part of it. Like
yeah, he
if
did
he
it the first year and was
wanted
like, "Hey,
it.
I liked when I came out at the end and did drinks, so I'll just do that forever."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Do you
So
want to come out?" No.
it makes me feel less embarrassed for him if I perceive it's his choice, right? So
Yeah, we've seen him out and about. He's a hoot. I mean, we Ken's on screen. We're usually having a good time, man.
yeah.
So yeah.
Um okay, so won who was the chump of the reunion? And who was the winner of the reunion for you? Like
Well,
LVP and Chump of the
I
reunion.
don't I don't like the way you just described the whole how we saw their marriage take place and then disintegrate before our very eyes, right before I call wine and cheese chump one last time for good measure. But I feel fine with it, not great because of you having 30 seconds ago put it so eloquently, and then I'm just gonna light it on fire. So, but that, you know what? That's what happens when you give your hope to one of these kids on Vanderpump. They just break your heart
Fair
right in front
enough.
of you all the time. So it's
Fair
wine and
enough.
cheese. I don't know how many times I've picked them, but I'm going to say we're getting close to double digits. So
Um,
thanks for showing up.
well, this will be the last
You?
time you ever refer to them as wine and cheese because wine and cheese are no more.
Yeah. No mas
So
shays.
I give the chump to Andy. He goes with whatever the
Oh,
crowd is. Whatever. So he doesn't really like push back a lot. Like so, whatever everybody is kind of chiming in
he
about, he goes
was,
in on.
yeah.
So, like that shit about Brittany's mom, he could have been like, well, it was kind of weird, whatever. That shit about Lala and the NDA, he could have been like, well, I mean, maybe I see. No, he just like gets peer pressured into following up with whatever the crowd is asking him to be. And I just wish he could have stood up a little bit and been,
Yeah, I'm with
hey,
that.
let's push back a little bit about it. Let's get into it. So, Andy, do better in the past.
Do better in the past, as
Who's
always.
your
Now,
LVP?
oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's been a great year for it. So another time where I'm going to go, um, with something I've called on in the past, and it's really come to a head at this one, are little side characters that we get. This has been an awesome season of Trish the Party Planner, the Gator Boat guy. We've had a lot of little side characters. So in this one, we got old handsome Dr. Lakey coming in on a reunion episode. Reunion Lakey is quite a treat. And then Guillermo and Christian in the kitchen, super fun
Yeah.
with the Spanglish going on. So
Yeah.
those are my guys. How about you?
This is controversial,
I'm ready. Let's do it.
but I think it's James and his sidekick, Jax. He did not lose his temper
I'm
and
so
go below the
disappointed
belt.
with everything.
Listen, and go below the belt. He got his seatmate on board with his shenanigans. There was some physical comedy. There was some like moments where he was acted like a real person. I think James won the reunion and he won over your boy Jax.
Follow up question.
Okay.
Does that mean you want to see James next year?
Well, my
Does this
hopes and
excite you
dreams.
to see James?
So I have James on my hopes and dreams list that I hope that we see James and Raquel and him attempt to be a normal boyfriend, like a normal courting
Oh,
situation. They fall in love, they move in together. Like we see him like be beholden to a woman that he actually loves and respects. This is my hopes and dreams. And so, I hope.
James and Raquel are also in my hopes and dreams for being
Okay.
kept to a minimum.
We have
That's
the
the way I
opposite.
landed on that. James and Raquel to a minimum was on my list there for sure.
I also hope I have the hiccups, y'all. Sorry. I hope Lala comes back.
Okay, what do you want to? I mean, do you want it to be? I do too. I mean, we do like her. She's been weird this season, but whatever.
Yeah. This was a weird one
I've
for her.
I have faith she can be good for some reason still, but I'm way less sure of it than I was at the end of last season. But
Um,
I would love for next season to start with, all right, y'all, like I'm fucking back. This is what the fuck happened. Now that I've told you, get the fuck out of my way. I'm ready to run
yeah.
this. Teletubby and dressing like Granny over there aren't around. I'm here, and it's a new ball game.
Teletubby is diabolical. Like, I
It's
can't.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have one and I wrote in parentheses, sorry, Jeff, but I think I want to
Oh
see
boy.
less Sir. I want to see less Sir. I don't need them to pretend to work there anymore. Like, y'all move on. We know y'all don't need this job. Maybe y'all can go in there and eat. Maybe get Christian and Guillermo to fix y'all a special tasting menu. Like, stop making us think that y'all still work there. We know you don't. We know you don't.
Yeah, I do have more kitchen work, which means we could see inside of Sir. I like them hanging out and the guys in the kitchen cooking stuff for them. That's a
Well,
cool aspect. I like that for sure. Yeah, they're
I think
doing some
maybe
planning over at Tom Tom. Come have
I
lunch
was gonna
over
say
at
that.
Sir. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe that'll be replaced by some Tom Tom stuff. Do you have any predictions?
I do predict that it's going to be a lot of Tom Tom. I mean, that was one thing for sure. That's hopes and that.
Yeah.
Um, I have said I'm going to keep warming up to Kristen Doty now.
Hmm.
Um, and
I've loved her from Jump. I love Kristen Doty. I'm a stan.
can I give you one big hope?
Okay.
Scheana gets to watch Jackson Brittany go to Kentucky before next season, and she gets jealous of all the attention she's going to get, so she tries to have a Southern accent, but then she knows it doesn't work out a few episodes in, so then she just kind of drops it. No one ever mentions it. That's just kind of
That
something that
doesn't feel
happens.
real. This feels like your fan fiction here that you're working on here.
Hey, this is hopes. I can hope for whatever I want. What else?
I pre-
What do you have?
Well, I predict that we see Shayna's new boyfriend and we get to see all of like the pick me bullshit spineless like ooh
Mm,
love me love me that we didn't get to see with Shay because
yeah,
they were already together. So I
right.
predict we're about to see Sheena be a girlfriend in a way that is going to make our stomach turn.
So
I
you think
also
more annoying?
predict yeah.
That's more
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. I'll
Sheena will get more annoying next year.
What? Yes, yes. We'll
Okay, I'm
maybe
with
lean
that.
into her Sheenaness more. I also predict that Tom and Tom are gonna fuck up the opening to Tom Tom in about 100 different ways.
You think it does it open in this season? Do you know?
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know,
okay.
but I
I didn't
think
think
that
you were gonna
they're.
say up. I thought you just were guessing they were gonna fuck.
I mean, fingers crossed. I can only hope. But yeah, so and also I'm interested to see how much freedom Lisa gives them and or how much perceived freedom she's giving them. That's interesting to me in that way. So, I mean, I'm hyped for season 6. I watched a
I'm hyped to
few
start a new
minutes.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a few minutes of season 6, episode 1, but I had to turn it off because it was so there was like feels like there was a lot of like things revealing themselves and like spoilers, I should say. And so we had not talked about the reunion yet. So I was like, no, 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 not yet, Sunday. Like, calm down, don't go yet. So
Yeah, I do. I still am always gonna pull for this. I hope for there's one new person, and I don't mean Raquel. I hope there's another new
So
person.
you know that Raquel's gonna be the new person. You can't be like, not Raquel. We know that she's coming on, right?
I know she's gonna be a bigger part of it for sure.
But like, not Raquel. We'll
Well,
see.
it
I
doesn't have to
mean,
happen so quickly. She could ease into it. Brittany still isn't even on the main credits. Feel like she's been around a while.
ah, well, that's something to look for when we watch season 6 then. I
All
mean,
right.
season 5 was one of the most iconic. It did feel like the longest of all the seasons. Did it feel that way to you?
I think this was the longest. If not, it's at least tied for the last season may have been, but I think this was the first 25
Or at least took us the longest to cover,
or
maybe?
20.
I don't know. It just feels like it's been 80
Nah.
years.
No, it was just chock full. Every episode had I mean, it had a ton. So, like, that's one of the things we're going to finish the show like we did at the beginning and talk about other shows. So, like, that's why Double Live, all that is so
Double
fucking
wides.
stupid. Like, we're in the fourth. I wrote the synopsis down for all 4 episodes today. I
Yeah.
wrote it down by
Uh
hand.
huh.
It is wild how similar it is. More to come on that, folks. Don't worry. Plenty of pen
Yeah.
traffic coming up. And this is every episode. You talk about plot, B plot, C plot, D plot, pick back up with this other guy next week. Every episode could have been a blown out 2 hours very easily.
Yeah.
This could have been stretched throughout 52 weeks of the year. No problem. So it was an awesome year. I don't even know how they're gonna I mean next year can't top it. I don't know.
I
But
mean,
we'll
don't
see.
don't jinx us. We'll see. Okay. Find us on the socials, and I've been trying to post the videos of our Vanderpump at the very least, so you guys can watch us on Vanderpump. If you want to see more of our video content, then I don't know, maybe send us an email or whatever. At Take a Pino Pod, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please rate us and review us. So we're getting a lot more subscribers, we're getting a lot more traffic on Apple, and so I need you guys to, when you love us and you like love to hear us, rate us and follow us, so that way that kind of like gets our traffic going and that other people can see us a little bit better. Otherwise, check us out. We have tons of content. We've been following the show since the beginning. House of Stassi, McBee Dynasty, Real Housewives. I do a Real Housewives corner. Like, there's a little something for everybody. So y'all go back and listen to the catalog and rate and review us every time you hear us. And
And when
hot
you
takes
want to
and
talk to
complaints.
us, oh yeah,
Yeah,
please hit me up. Jeff at pinopod.com, everybody.
that's right. So see you on Housewives Corner next, I think. Or maybe Vintage Vanderpump comes before this. I can't remember what day.
Well, we'll see
Goodbye,
ya.
goodbye, everyone.